to do a little update. Haven't posted in a while. I've been busy doing stuff. Let me go over this truck real quick. Last time I was on, we had this thing deadheading, so that it was just deadheaded at the Sniper, and I wasn't returning fuel through the Sniper. But I kept thinking about that, and I'm like, dude, I got to get fuel through the Sniper to keep the computer cool, because I don't want to burn the computer up on it. So with the spacer that I have on here, and now having fuel flow through it, we should be good to go. And here's what I did. I've got this pump feeding the FCC. I have this, I put the regulator back in that's blocked off, so the fuel that's in here goes to the Sniper, and it returns. Just a few minutes ago, I tapped this out to 3/8. I took the thing that used to be the float mechanism, I took all that valve and stuff out of there, and I tapped it to 3/8. I used that little assembly to plug off this hole where there used to be a gauge. Okay, so we have this going full flow, full power, as much as that 300 liter per hour can pump, to the Sniper. The Sniper regulates the pressure. It comes back into the tank. And then, as this tank is overfilled by this tube, we have it, because it has to fill all the way up to the top to get to this tube, or to get to this hole. Okay, so then that goes back to the gas tank. So we have continuous new fuel being this pump cannot over pump the little one, because everything that it pumps to the Sniper that doesn't get used comes right back to it. And then this one right here is continually feeding new fuel in, and then as it's filled up, we go back out to the gas tank. And I mean, you can hear that thing just pumping at the tank. You can hear it just pumping some flow back there. So we're getting good flow to it. And its pressure's perfect, everything's good. So now I can get on to the next episode, which is I'm gonna rerun those pipes in hardline. So I'll have the return line will be hardline, and then the return that comes from the FCC temporarily, just to make it sure everything works. I'm running regular fuel line. It's like 45 psi, 3.4 bar, something like that. But anyway, I'm going to run fuel injection line over here to get to this. And then this is fuel injection line. I'm going to do away with this one going that way, and I'm going to run a hardline pipe straight down the frame rail and back to the tank for my return. And then this is just like you would have going to a carburetor. You know, you have rubber line and a filter, but there's a pumping line filling the thing up. But check this out. I also put me a base on my parts cleaner. Got that from Harbor Freight. Picked up a bandsaw from Harbor Freight. That thing works good, dude. That's sweet. Which I got a chop saw anyway. But I've been doing a bunch of cleaning. Got rid of all the transmissions, engines that I had on the. Now I got this cleared out. Oh, I did put a new. Oh, hold on. I got everything out of here, all my son's stuff. I got it all out of here. And then this is my second engine I'm going to build, so I kept it in here, the fuel injected one. This is my other project, my first project that I'm going to work on. Now that I got this place cleared up where I got some room and I can do some work. Once I finish with the truck, it's a truck. I'm going to put a new high torque starter on it, the return line, a kickdown cable, and then I got to put my gaskets on there, exhaust gaskets, which these are the, what are they, 100% graphite, 3000 Fahrenheit, super thick. I'm going to put these on to do away with the exhaust leaks. Then I can hook up the O2 sensor. What do I got? I can hook up the O2 sensor and start doing my self-tuning. So let the thing self-tune. But I'll still have to do this cold startup because it needs a little bit more fuel on a cold startup kick. But my shed, which was full, it's been full for a decade, ever since I bought this place. This guy had it just full of junk, dude. It was a crazy rat's nest. I mean, it was nasty. Anyway, got my son's engine and all his new parts here. I tied both my air compressors These are running in parallel. So that way I got extra size tank, and then as the pressure drops and the little one can't keep up, then the 5-force kicks in. And it does pretty good because you get to around 80 psi with a straight air line just blowing, and it just holds with both of them running. And I got all my transmissions and then all that kind of stuff in here. I did have to put a new pipe a couple days ago, a new hydraulic cylinder that's an 8-ton long ram. Went to Harbor Freight, got 20% off on it. I think it was like $50 or something for a brand new one. My dad had bought that engine lifter in the late 80s at a swap meet. Anyway, and I mean, I've been using that since I was a kid in high school, since I was 12 or 13. So I just went ahead and bought a new ram for it because the engine lifter itself works perfect. But anyway, I got to go down and get I got like 3 big blocks, heads. I got a couple other transmissions. I got to put all this pegboard, which was in here. I'm going to put 2 sheets of pegboard up. And my belt sander, I don't use it very often, so it's in here. But man, you talk about, it was loaded with stuff. And then I started my insulating job, which I got some insulation I'm going to put up. I need 2 more rolls of that, and then 2 of these big rolls to finish. But when it was like 20 degrees out, we plugged up all those because the wind was just blowing straight in. Once I plugged those up, this place was like toasty, perfectly warm. But what I want to do next too is I want to take this heater. I'm going to take this heater from here being mounted in the, and I'm going to put it right up here in the center so it blows down in the center. But once I get this up, I'll go down and buy a couple packs of the 24-inch, and I can do the ceilings. All the walls will be done. Everything will be nice and tidy. And I got a bunch of sheets of this for free that was back there. I'm going to put that over the door just temporarily because I never use that door anyway, and that metal gets cold. So I'll put those over that door. I still got to find a place to put my drill press. I got one over here. But hey, I found this picture in there. This picture was taken in 1988 of my house, which now if you look at my house, it's got a 2-car carport here. I've got a 2-car carport in the woods right here, which is where I got my classic cars. There's 3 classic cars actually. And then that half had been turned into a bedroom. I added 2 bedrooms and a den on the back of that house right there. And then he had added that 12 by 22, 23, the 12 by 23 brack shed that I just came out of. Anyway, but that's weird. I found this picture back there, and this thing is from 1988. And I didn't come out here to Granbury until 1992 is when I built my grandpa's house. And then we just bought this house like 10 years ago. But anyway, that's an update on what I got cooking. I got to get this stuff working. Then I get my truck on the insurance and have a pickup truck to haul the trailer around instead of using my wife's Highlander to haul it. I can just throw stuff in the back and roll out. And then we do some more junkyard shopping.